Hello everyone. So this is Darlene again with another health insurance video for you. Being that open enrollment is upon us, I wanted to make sure that you know what to expect as far as carriers that are participating in the Obamacare marketplace, and also how to go about choosing your plans for 2021. I'm going to, so first, I wanted to show you this cup that we got from Oscar. This was last year, by the way. It says, let's talk health insurance, but first, coffee. It has Oscar, and I use it all the time. I think it's pretty nice. And this year, they sent uh, this mask with their name here and logo. I mentioned Oscar for a very specific reason. One is that how impressed I am with what they've done in the market space just this year alone. I have one client who was sick just about 3 or 4 months ago, like when coronavirus was really running rampant in South Florida. And it was 7 o'clock in the evening, and she called. She says, "You know what? I don't want to go to an urgent care. I'm very afraid of the virus, and I don't want to be in any crowded spaces. I want to see if I can get the telehealth that you were telling me about." Because initially, when I enrolled her, I did go through what Oscar has to offer as far as telehealth and having the Oscar app and the importance of having the app. But she is not that computer savvy or even technology savvy. So she didn't know how to download the app on her phone. And when she called me, I tried to go through with her how to download it on her phone. And because I have a different phone than she has, I have an iPhone and she has a Google phone. I don't know how to work my way around the Google phone. So eventually I said to her, okay, why don't we just call Oscar's concierge service, because I know that they would be able to help her. So effectively, we called Oscar, and their concierge service was awesome. They took the call, asked her for her nearest pharmacy, took down all her information, and she hung up, and I was on the phone with her. So within minutes, about like 5 minutes afterwards, she received the call from a certified physician who diagnosed her, who sent her medication, her prescription. She then had to go pick up her prescription at her nearest pharmacy. And 2 days later, I called to see how she was doing. And she was so happy. She was feeling better. She was happy with the service. She was like, she couldn't believe that she got it done the way she got it done. And I was impressed with the whole process myself, because you hear of telemedicine. I never have to do it, thankfully, myself, but I know that if I had to, that it's efficient enough and effective enough that it would work. And having said that, I think like other carriers are seeing the value in offering a telemedicine aspect in their plans. So they have adapted that model. And I want to say Oscar has been in the forefront of that movement. They've been the pioneers almost when it comes to the Obamacare of having that accessibility for clients. So I think that has also increased the competition in the market for the other carriers. Now we have other carriers that are also having similar availability for clients. As far as I think Molina has something very similar. I'm Better has something very similar, and there are two or three new carriers added to the marketplace this year. One of which is Cigna, then Bright Health, and AvMed. There are two new carriers that are added to the marketplace just this year alone, and they are very competitive when it comes to their pricing and structures. Having said that, I want to go through what you will see in the marketplace this year. and how to go about choosing a plan that is right for you. Because like I mentioned before, we talked about deductibles, co-insurance, co-pays, out-of-pocket maximum. The the plan that your sister or your brother or your neighbor or someone else has, even if that person is your same age or live in the same community, that doesn't mean that that plan will work for you. So we're going to try and break it down a little bit, how to go about choosing a plan that works for both your budget and your healthcare needs. And as always, if you have any questions, please do feel free to give us a call. My phone number is 305-814-4514. Again, 305-814-4514. And my email address is darlene.candio@emergentinsured.com. Again, darlene.candio@emergentinsured.com. I am going to share my screen so I can show you what my page would look like. Just give me a couple seconds here. Sorry, I'm talking so fast. Give me 1 second. Okay. So now here is, okay, so let's say you're a 40-year-old female. You live in Miami-Dade County and your zip code is, let's say, 33127, or anywhere else in Dade County, okay? You have three people in your household, and your annual household income is $30,000. So having input that information, and let's say you don't smoke tobacco, you don't use tobacco, you are not the parent of a child under the age of 19, you're not pregnant, you're not eligible for any other health care, such as a CHIP or Medicaid or Medicare, or something through your job, then this is what you would get as far as your estimated eligibility, okay? This is only an estimate. So your savings would be about $364 a month, having that criteria. And what that means is every month you would have that amount paid for you towards your plan as an advanced premium tax credit, is what is called an advanced premium tax credit. So when you look at your plan, that number is already calculated out of your monthly premium. So what you, and then you tell me, you said, you know what, Darlene, I only see 2 providers, this is my provider. So we're gonna look at providers here. We're gonna look at the different plans. So if you are a relatively healthy person, let's say you only see your private practitioner once a year for your preventative care, right? And you do your blood work as part of your preventative care, and you see your female, so you do your gynecologist test, your pap smear, that once a year. So with all of the plans that are on the marketplace, so all of the Obamacare plans, all of them include preventative care. Okay, so if you look at the plan, let's look at this one, for example. We have $0 premium. The deductible is very high. It's $8,300 a year. And the maximum out of pocket is also $8,300 a year. Now we're gonna look at this column here to the right. The doctor's visit is no charge after deductible. Excuse me. And the specialist visit is also no charge after deductible. Generic drug is $25. What this means is, other than preventative care, if you have to see a doctor, let's say you have a cold, or let's say you have pneumonia, or whatever the case may be, other than preventative care, then you'll have to pay that full charge, whatever the doctor charges, out of pocket until you've met this number here, the $8,300. And if it's your specialist, also the same thing. You're gonna have to pay it out of pocket until you've met that. So if you are someone like this person here who doesn't see the doctor very frequently, once a year for preventative care, that is going to be covered and at a $0 premium. Or your pap smear, your preventative visit is going to be covered. The only thing that you would have to come out of pocket for is for your blood work, and that's usually between $350 to $400 for blood work. So that's what, if you want to budget, that's what you would have to budget. $300 for my blood work, and everything else is covered. I'm covered for the year. If I'm ill, then I'm going to have to pay out of pocket. If I'm hospitalized, then I'm going to have to pay out of pocket for until I meet my deductible. Another thing that you want to do is to go into the plan details, which we're going to do right now. So you click on plan details, and it's going to give you pretty much a breakdown of everything that is included in the plan and what you have to pay before and after deductible. Okay, so let's see here, like for hospital and emergency, urgent care is full price before deductible. After deductible, then it's free. But you have to pay that $8,300 before the that plan pays for anything. Okay, so if you keep scrolling down, you see here preventative care. These are all 74. They have 74 preventative care services that are included for free in here. And if you're a woman, just like this person here, who's 40 years old, a 40-year-old woman, breast cancer screenings is free, mammogram is free, diabetic screening is free, folic acid screening, like everything that is included here that is on this list is free to you. So you wouldn't have to pay anything. So your only cost really for healthcare would be that blood work cost. If that's the only healthcare reason, if that's the only reason that you have to visit a doctor for that year. However, let's say that you are that person who sees the doctor maybe 4 or 5 times during the year, because you have probably like a sinus infection, or maybe you've gotten sick here and there. So between the first visit and the follow-up visit, and then getting sick again, so that's 4 or 5 times a year. Okay, maybe you had to see a specialist. Then that plan would not work for you. You would probably need to look into getting something with a lower deductible, lower out of pocket, and lower doctor and specialist visit. So we're looking for something like possibly a silver plan, okay? Or even an expanded bronze that has all of these components in it. So it may not be $0 a month, but it will be worth it to get something that you pay a little more upfront, but then when you go to see the doctor, you pay a little less out of pocket. So it makes a little bit more sense because you're seeing the doctor more frequently. So let's say, maybe let's continue looking here. Next page. So for something like this, it's $0 deductible, $74 a month, and it's $50 office visit and $75 specialist. However, look at the out-of-pocket maximum. It's $8,500. So that's quite high still. For this here, that would probably work. This expanded bronze is $63 a month, $0 deductible, 50/50. Okay, so you see the doctor for anything other than preventative services, then it's $50. Your specialist is $50. If you can do virtual visits. Okay, and you have a free personal care team that is assigned to you. Your prescription drug, you have a generic drugs that are $3. And if you go here again in plan details, you see all your plan details are here in this plan. Another thing that you want to be mindful of is having your doctors, whatever doctor that you have currently, and you want to still see them, then you want to make sure that they are in network with the plan that you choose. So for example, if we go here and add, let's say my primary care is Gregory Fox. So I'm going to add Gregory Fox here, and he is my primary care, and he is in Florida. Yes, we add him. And let's say the gynecologist is Susan Fox, okay? And she is my gynecologist, and she's right here. So now we're going to see who which carrier, which company, by carrier I mean company, which company has these two in network. So we already see from here that I'm Better Essential Care One has both my primary and my gynecologist, which are the only two that I'm going to see this year, because unless something happens, then that's what I'm scheduled to see, my primary and my gynecologist. I don't want to see anyone else. Then I would choose a plan that has both of them in it. So both Oscar and I'm Better has both. Bright Health has both. Molina has both. I think the only ones who doesn't have both is AvMed and Blue Cross and Florida Blue. Those are the only two carriers companies who doesn't have both of these. So you want to make sure that your carriers are unless you want to change your carriers or you don't mind, you're not attached to them. I mean, you're not attached to your providers, then it doesn't matter if they're included or not, but you can always go and search for a provider. Okay, so I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please do give us a call. Thanks. So another scenario would be to have the same demographic. So you're a 40-year-old woman, you have 3 people in your household. Your annual household income is $30,000, and you live in Dade County in the zip code of 33127. And let's say this time you're not a healthy person. You're not in the middle. Let's say you have chronic illnesses. Let's say you have, for example, you have diabetes. Okay. So with diabetes, it takes a lot to maintain. It's about between $9,000 and $10,000 a year of maintenance. Okay, so you don't want to choose a plan that has a very high deductible and high out of pocket, because that means you would have to come out of pocket at least to the very top of that deductible, and then meet the maximum out of pocket. So you don't want to have to do that, because that means you have to come out of pocket $8,300 if you were to choose that $0 plan, $0 a month plan, because that deductible is $8,300, and that's also the maximum out of pocket. So with diabetes, you have to see an endocrinologist, you have to see an ophthalmologist for your vision, you have to see, you possibly have to see a dietitian, you possibly have to see a podiatrist for foot care. There is a lot of care and a lot of specialties that go into managing your diabetes. So you want to keep that in mind, plus your testing strips, your insulin, and all the other medications that go into managing your diabetes. So that could be pretty expensive if you have to pay for all of that out of pocket before your carrier, your plan, could pay for anything. So let's take a look at what you may possibly what your options are if that's the case. Okay, so let's share my screen again. Once again, you are the diabetes patient. Okay, and let's say you say, okay, Darlene, I see Dr. Coelho for endocrinology, I see Dr. Thomas for podiatry, I see Dr. Sander for ophthalmology, for example. Okay, and we'll look at the plan to see where the doctors are included. But if you look at this plan, it's a silver plan, and it's $81 a month. It's $0 deductible. The doctor's visits are free. The specialist is free. The generic drugs are free. And then look at this out of pocket. This out of pocket is $1,500. What this means is this is the most that you'll have to come out of pocket for this plan. So let's say you are going to the specialist visit and you're going a lot and you're exceeding that $1,500. Then as soon as you meet that $1,500, you won't have to pay anything for the specialist. And this plan also includes dental. So that's something that to keep in mind. But if you look at your if you look at your physicians here, 3 of them are not in the network. So if you're not opposed to changing your physicians, then this plan would be a good one for you. To change a physician, you just go here to doctors and you add the physician that you want to add. Let's see, I can give you a quick example. So for this one, for example, let's go through this one. This one has 3 of your doctors included and 2 are not. Let's see who's not included here. Your endocrinologist is not included. So let's go to doctors on this plan. And let's see, let's put this code here, 331-127 is what we said. And then here, let's put endocrinologist, and let's see what comes up, okay? So you should have all the doctors that are participating in this plan who are endocrinologists, because this is what we're looking for. And the first one here is 0.9 miles away from that zip code here. So if we click here, we'll see whether or not they're accepting your patients. And it says, yes, they're accepting your patients. She is Vanessa, and she is a general endocrinologist. And if you want to see that doctor, you feel comfortable, then you call that doctor, and then you can book an appointment from there. Otherwise, then you can just keep looking for someone who you feel comfortable with that is participating in this plan as well. So for someone who meets those criteria as far as managing a chronic illness, then you want to make sure the plan that you choose, you don't have to pay an excessive amount out of pocket, because it can be very costly, and the deductible is not high, because that can also be very costly. Again, if you have any questions, please do give us a call. My phone number is 305-814-4514. Again, 305-814-4514. And my email address is darlene.candio@emergentinsured.com. Again, darlene.candio@emergentinsured.com. And we can go over all the aspects of the different plans and do a deep dive. And also, if you want to add your drugs, if you take any prescription drugs and you want to see which plan covers that drug, then you can do that also. We help you with that. And if you click on benefits, it gives you the summary of benefit for that plan. So you can go through that document and see what is covered, how much is covered, what percentage is covered, and also the exclusions for the plan. Again, like I said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call, and we can help you. And also, if you find this video helpful, you can share it with someone else. We ask that you please do so, and also ask them if they have any questions to give us a call. We're here to help you however we can, and to make sure that you do choose a plan that truly works for you. Okay, thanks. You stay safe. Bye.